At M20 Fitness, we want you to have a healthy relationship with exercise. Welcome to Intro Class number 3. In these introduction classes, we take you through a movement plan from start to finish, and everything's at level 1. So if you're brand new to M20, or if you haven't exercised in a while, this is where you want to start. There are 4 phases to every movement plan: a warm-up, a score against some of the 20 movements, a challenge, a fun way to do some of the different movements for time or for as many reps as you can, and then finally the cool down. Okay, so we'll take you through all 4 of those. You ready to get after it? We'll start with the warm-up. I'm going to drop in a video right now that is the warm-up video, our standard warm-up video. If you have a warm-up procedure that you like to use, go ahead and use that. There's no wrong way to warm up as long as your mind and your body, they're ready to exercise, okay? So here's the warm-up video. And after this, we'll get into scoring some movements. Every good movement plan starts with a warm-up. I've got mine, and I'm going to share it with you now, and I welcome you to do it with me. If you already have your own, please do yours. Anything's fine as long as it gets your mind and body ready to do the exercise. I like to start with my hands out, thumbs forward, and do some small arm rolls to the front. Keep them small and tight, and you're just working those small muscles, getting them warmed up. And we're going to take the thumbs and point them back and do small circles to the back. Again, nice tight small circles. You can feel the little muscles and connectors starting to warm up. Okay, now I want you to open up your palms, face them forward, and we're going to tilt side to side. Try and increase your range of motion as you're going back and forth. Also, go ahead and widen your stance a touch in the middle. This will slightly change the way this movement affects your warm-up. Okay, now we're going to twist the entire torso. So I want your arms out and just spin one way and then spin the other. I'm really coming up on my back foot, up onto the toe, as I try and extend twist in each direction, extending the range of motion. Then we're going to do the chicken wings. So the arms are going to open and close. You can feel this in your chest and your back. Kind of loosening up those muscles. Heart's starting to pump a little bit. And the next motion with your hands, you're going to start with them by your side. One goes forward and one goes back. And they meet up above you. And then just come back down and up the other way. So you're doing large circles in opposite directions. And you can start to speed that up a little. And I like to put a little dip into it. And each time I maybe get a little bit deeper. Starting to get my whole body into it now. All right. Now we're going to take it up to the top. Neck rolls one direction. And we'll take it the other way. Okay, let's take it down to the shoulders. We're going to roll them forward. So scrunch them up, rotate them forward, lower them as much as you can to bring them back. We'll go the other direction, backwards rolls. Loosening up everything around your shoulder and necks. Okay, next thing we're going to do a shoulder roll. So try and hold your hips still and rotate just the upper torso around. And of course, we'll do this the other way too. Okay, let's take it a little further down. Now try and hold your shoulders still over your ankles, and just your hips are going to move. Rotate those in one direction. And then we'll switch it and go the other way. Okay, now we're going to take it all the way down your knees. So try and hold your hips still. And your knees are going to rotate in one direction. Really exaggerate that such that your ankles are flexing as well. And then we'll take it the other way. Okay, now that we're down here in the legs, we're going to take one leg and pick it up. If you'd like to hold onto a chair or a wall for extra balance, feel free to do so. I'm going to hold my leg and we're going to do ankle rolls one way. And then back the other way. and then point and flex that toe. Now we're just going to swing this leg. Again, hold on to the chair or the wall if you need to. We're just swinging that leg back and forth. And we're going to do the same thing on the other leg now. So bring this up. Ankle rotation one way. Ankle rotation the other way. And then point and flex that toe. Then we're going to go ahead and swing this leg. Okay, we're almost done with the warm-up. What we're going to do is get a nice wide stance with the toes pointed forward, lunge out to one side. We'll just feel that stretch. Hold it for a second. And now what I want you to do is point your toes in the direction that you're lunging, but hold that lunge still. So we're just changing that stretch, getting different parts of the legs. Okay. Let's bring toes back to pointing forward, and we'll take the lunge out to the other direction. Toes remain pointing forward. We'll hold that out there for a little bit. And now what I want you to do is point your toes in the direction that you're lunging. Okay, so that's a good dynamic warm-up. What I want you to do is take another minute and on your own, get anything you feel might be a little tight, a little stiff, and really start getting your head and your body ready, because we're going to jump into scoring some movements next. Keep moving. Now it's time to score some movements. Today we're going to score 4 movements. Number 8, the deadlift. Number 9, the box jump. Number 10, mountain climbers. And number 11, super persons. Now, there are movement overview videos so you can understand all of these movements and see how to do them properly and how to score them at levels 1, 2, and 3. For the sake of this class, we're staying at level 1, okay? We're going to start there, understand our baseline, and then we'll start making progress from there. So I'm going to take you through deadlift first. It's as many reps as you can do in 2 minutes. So I've got my timer over here for 2 minutes. That'll count down. I've got a tennis ball, which I'm going to use for my weight. At level 1, it's 0 load, no load. I'm using a tennis ball just to help me with my form. My feet are wider than shoulder width apart with my toes pointed slightly outward. And the load is right here, right in front of my hips. My arms are straight. I'm not bending my elbows or trying to lift my arms at all. The arms just hang straight. And then, much like the squat, I begin with my bottom going backwards. I'm down with my body weight on my heels, my chest up, my back straight. I can wiggle my toes. And I drive through my heels until I'm standing fully erect again. Let me show you from the side. So I've got my starting position, feet more than shoulder width apart, toes pointed outward. I begin with my butt going backwards. It helps keep my body weight on my heels. The load goes right down between my ankles until my thighs parallel with the ground. And I drive through my heels till standing again for a rep. Okay? So we're going to do as many of those as we can in 2 minutes. Ready? Three, two, one, go. So shoulder width apart, wider than shoulder width apart, body weight on the heels, chest up, back straight. It doesn't matter how many you do this first time, but count every proper rep. I don't care if you go fast or slow. I don't care if you do a few or you do a ton. As long as you're doing them all properly. It's all about the right form. So keep that body weight on your heels. I can wiggle my toes throughout the whole movement. Keep my chest up. Keep that back straight. Arms are straight too. And you're just lifting with your legs and your core. I remember my mom always telling me, lift with your legs. That's very much the case here with the deadlift. This will be great when you're lifting a sack of groceries, lifting a child. You use the right form in those cases, you really avoid injury. So we're 50 seconds in, minute 10 to go. Every single rep here, you count. And it doesn't matter if you need to rest and shake it out, do it. It doesn't matter how many you get this time. This is going to give you your baseline. And we'll go forward from here, okay? 52 seconds left. Really work on that form. Begin with the bottom going backwards. That keeps your body weight on your heels. Down and up. Excellent job with the deadlift. We have 30 seconds left, okay? 30 seconds. Shaking it out a little bit, making sure I'm comfortable. Again, back into that perfect form position. So starting with my feet more than shoulder width apart, body weight on the heels, down and up. My chest is up, my back is straight, and up. Excellent job. We have 5 seconds left. I'm gonna get a couple more quick reps in before the time, and stop. Excellent job with the deadlift. So that's level 1. If you're using the iPhone app, you just slide that bar on level 1 until you get the number of reps you did, and then we'll remember it for you. And you can begin building from there. Don't worry if you don't have the iPhone app. Go ahead and write it down on a piece of paper and keep track at home. We're gonna make progress, okay? So that's scoring the first movement, the deadlift. Now we're gonna get to the second movement, the box jump. Now, this is a great hip strengthening exercise as well as a lot of coordination and agility. Level 3 is jumping up onto a box. Level 2, that's 12 inches high. Level 2 is jumping onto a box that's less than 12 inches but greater than 0. But level 1, what we're going to be doing today is just about jumping over a crack, a line, something on the floor. And here's what you're going to focus on. I'm going to step back so you can see my feet. Oh, let me put the line down too. I'm just going to use, in this case, this rubber band, something that you can really see. I'm going to come right up to the line with my toes to it. I'm going to dip down with my hips and explode up. Both feet leave the ground together, and then I catch myself and I stand all the way up and step back to complete the rep. So my feet leave the ground together, land together, catch your balance, and stand up. As many of these as you can do in 2 minutes. If you're ready to go, we're going to get after it now. If you need another rest, just pause the video and then restart it when you're ready. 3, 2, 1, go. So down with the hips and explode, land with both feet, catch yourself and stand up. Step back and we'll do it all again. The landing is a great chance to really practice your balance. So catch yourself, stand up, come back. Dip down, explode, catch yourself, stand up, step back. And another one. Now again, it doesn't matter how many you do, I'm looking for perfect form. Get this right, speed will come later. You want to make sure you're driving down and exploding with those hips. Both feet leave the ground at the same time, and then land together. Catch yourself and stand up all the way. Look what I'm doing with my arms too. I'll do a little arm movement that really helps me. So I'll swing them back and then up to explode. So back as I'm loading my hips, up as I explode, and I catch myself. My arms are out to help me balance, and I stand up all the way. Just under a minute left, over halfway through. So let's get some nice perfect form reps in. And this is just our baseline. This is going to give us a sense of how we're doing with this movement. Maybe you're ready for higher levels next time. Maybe you're ready for a lot more reps next time. See how you feel. This is a great exercise for a lot of different reasons. The explosive power it gives you in your hips, the balance and agility it gives you in the landing. And it'll make you soar in a lot of different ways because of all the different things it does for your body. So you want to see how you feel before you go too hard. Excellent job. Just under 20 seconds left. I'm getting into a nice rhythm here. See if I can't close out with a few perfect reps. I'm loading and exploding. Both feet leave the ground and then land at the same time. I step back 1 foot at a time, and that's okay. But for the actual, oh, and there's time. All right, great job with the box jump. If you're using the iPhone app, slide that slider out on level 1 for the number of reps you did, and you got your new score for the box jump, or just write down your reps at home. And we'll keep moving. Go ahead and drink a little bit of water, and I'll start talking about the third movement we're going to score today. That's the mountain climbers. Now, if you remember this movement from childhood PE days, it was one where you were in the push-up position and you kicked one leg up and back and kind of did that big kick as though you were climbing up a mountain. Level 1 of this movement is meant to reduce the arm strength required to be able to do the movement, but it still focuses on building strength in your hips and your core. So I'm gonna have you lie on your back instead of in the push-up position. What happens here is one leg at a time is gonna come up to your chest, pull it for a second, and then return it for a rep. Alternating legs. We'll just go ahead and bring a leg up. It's a nice stretch in the hip. It opens that up, strengthens the hip flexor and the core, and it gets you ready for the higher levels of the mountain climber. Sound good? All right, I'm gonna reset the clock here. Move it down so I can see it. I think I'll spin around here. 3, 2, 1, go. So on your back, grab your leg with both arms and just pull it towards your chest as far as it'll go. Maybe it can go a little bit further each time. Each time you bring a leg up is a rep. So I'm already on 4. This is 5 here. 6 here. Each one counts as a rep. 20 seconds in. You can put your head on the ground. I happen to be holding my head up off the ground, but if you want to rest your head down, that's fine too. I'm just actually more comfortable with my head off the ground. I feel like I'm going to wear a bald spot in the back of my head on the carpet. All right. So each time maybe you're getting a little looser in the hips, so you can pull that knee a little further. Just pull it tight to the chest, hold it for a split second, and return that leg. Now this may feel really easy for some of you because perhaps you're ready for higher levels, and that's great. Next time we come to this movement, you'll be ready to take it at a higher level or doing more reps or what have you. This is a great place to start though. I want you to get really good at the form. I want you to get your hips used to this kind of motion. If you've been sitting at a desk for a long time, this is a lot on your hips. You may not be used to it. Your hip flexors, your core. We have 40 seconds to go. What really gives you a benefit is pulling that knee towards your chest at the top. Really open up those hips. You're getting them ready for what they'll encounter when they do higher level mountain climbers. 25 seconds to go. Excellent job. Each leg counts as a rep. We have 15 seconds left. Let's see if we can get this nice and high. This is really feeling great. I feel my hips just much looser already. My hip flexors, my core is burning. And 3 seconds left. 2, 1, and stop. Excellent job with the mountain climbers. Those are, when I say lie on your back and pull your knee to your chest, it's like, okay, no big deal, but 2 minutes of it, you feel it, right? Great job. Get a sip of water, and I'll start talking about the last movement that we're gonna score as part of today's movement plan, the super persons. I'm gonna stay right here on the ground, and this is where we're gonna do this movement. This is lying on your belly with your legs and arms out. And level 1 of this movement is a single limb at a time. So an arm, the other arm, leg, and then leg. And you just keep going around. Each time a limb goes in the air, it counts as a rep. Level 2, for those of you who are dying to know, is an arm and a leg together, the opposite arm with the opposite leg. And level 3 is everything, all 4 limbs at once. But today we're going to stay at level 1. Again, this is going to feel a lot easier than it actually is, and you want to see how sore you are. You want to understand your baseline, and then we'll begin to build from there. So I'll start the timer, and it's as many reps as we can do in 2 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go. Oops, sorry, I was doing level 2. One arm at a time, one leg at a time, one leg. I'm just going to keep working myself around, going clockwise. You can mix it up and go counterclockwise. You can go diagonally. Every time you lift a limb, though, you know that that counts as a rep. Excellent. So we're 30 seconds in. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely feeling it in that lower back already, my glutes a little bit. This is a great movement. I'll actually break it for a second, come up and do the cat. Just stretch that lower back, arch it up, arch it down. The cat and cow, I guess they're called. But just give it a quick stretch, and then I'll be ready to do some more reps. If your back's getting too tight, or try and do that before your back gets too tight, gives it a quick stretch, gets the blood flowing, and then gets you ready to do some more work. So we're under a minute left. One limb at a time. If you need to stretch again, feel free. If you need to rest, feel free. Otherwise, we're just knocking out one limb at a time. I'm making Z patterns now. Going diagonal. The other 3 limbs really stabilize me with 30 seconds to go. While the one limb's up in the air, the other 3 limbs are stabilizing my body. It's a great core exercise. Lower back, glutes, the erector muscles. Really working hard to make this happen. Lower your leg and your arm back down slowly. You don't need to slap it to the ground. That makes the exercise more difficult, but it makes it do more for you. We have 3 seconds left. 2, 1, and that's it. We've now scored all 4 movements. So again, slide on the iPhone app if you're using that to record your score on that particular movement. And get a drink of water. I'm going to cut the video for a second and get the room set for our challenge. See you in a second. All right, let's get after the challenge. This is a fun one. What we've got is a complete as fast as possible. So you're going to try and do this work where you start the stopwatch, do the work, and then click the stopwatch, and your time becomes your score. The faster you do it, the better your score. So we're going to tackle this. 3 rounds. Each round consists of 5 pull-ups at level 1, so leg-assisted pull-ups at level 1. Run or walk 200 meters. So I've got a distance marked 100 meters out. I'll run off camera to that and back in. That'll be my 200 meters. And then 20 mountain climbers. At level 1, like we scored earlier, knees to the chest. So that will be 1 round. We do that 3 times, and then we say stop, look at the stopwatch, and that'll be our score. I'll do the stopwatch here, but it's a good idea for you to do it at home too, because you may finish when I'm not announcing the time, and you want to know exactly how long it took you. If you're doing this one with a buddy, it's a great one to encourage each other and maybe have a little bit of competitive camaraderie kick in, and then you'll both push yourself a little harder. So let's get after the challenge. I've got my pull-up bar ready. I've got my distance of 200 meters ready so I can walk or run that. Sprint it if you can, you know, it's as fast as possible. Within reason, this is an introductory class. And then the 20 mountain climbers. I want you to do the movements at level 1. Even if you could do them higher, that's okay. We're starting here so we understand how we feel tomorrow, and then we'll make adjustments from there going forward. Sound good? Okay, I'm going to start my timer. I want you to start yours too so that you know exactly what time you finish. We'll get that going. 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm starting with 5 pull-ups, leg assist pull-ups here. Full range of motion though. My arms are straight at the bottom, all the way down, and all the way up until my chin's over the bar. And there's 5 of those. Now I'm gonna run my 200 meters, and I'll see you in a sec. All right, I'm coming back into the picture here, and now it's time for 20 mountain climbers. So I think you can still see me here despite the box in the way. Each leg counts as 1, 2, 3. Just like before, I just pull that knee to the chest slightly, a little tug, a little stretch. After running, it really feels good on the hips to me, even though we already did a bunch of these earlier. It's a great stretch. It's open hips. If your hips are loose, strong, and well lubricated, you will be able to do a lot of things in life without injury. The hip is such an important joint. That's why we do a lot of squats, hip openers, mountain climbers, one leg balance. A lot of those things are all about making sure the hip joint is working optimally. All right, I lost count a little bit as I was talking, so I'm gonna perhaps do a few extra just to make sure I hit 20. If you're already at 20, you're done with the first round, keep going. You're on round 2, and again, that's gonna be 5 pull-ups, run the distance, walk or run the distance, and then 20 mountain climbers. So we're almost at 2 minutes exactly, and I'm starting round number 2. That's a good pace. Want to shoot for 2 minutes now per round. Again, straight arms at the bottom, up until my chin's over the bar, all the way back down. Making sure I'm getting full range of motion. 200 meters. And coming back into frame. And to finish up that second round, 20 more mountain climbers. This time I'm going to talk a little less so I can keep track of my number. Now if you're ahead of me, great. Keep going on to your third round. If you're behind me, don't worry. Do it at your speed. It is to complete as fast as possible. It's what it takes you. If it takes you longer because you're going to rest more, so be it. This is just a baseline. This is to understand where you are now. As you get more comfortable with the movements, as you get more confident in the style of workout where it's a little more intense than you might be used to, perhaps shorter duration but more intense, you'll also understand how to work your body through these and how to improve your time and how to get bragging rights over your buddy. All right, so that's 2 rounds for me. I got 1 more to go, and I'm at 350, so that one was a little bit faster. Let's see if I can get done by 6 minutes then. So, starting position, full hang, or straight arms, leg assist pull-ups. 1, 2, 3. 1 more for good luck. And then my 200 meters. See you in a sec. Coming back in, and all right, last thing, 20 more mountain climbers and I'm done. It doesn't matter if you might be done already and however long it took you, that's your score. If you're right with me, great. If you're behind me, don't worry, you keep going too. There is no wrong answer for how long this takes. It's just knowing your body, making sure you're moving properly with these 3 different movements, and the score we'll worry about more later once you get the foundational stuff down, the basics. All right, and time for me is 5:47. So if you're still working, keep going. If you're already done, have a sip of water. Enjoy the fact that you did a great job on today's challenge. 6 minutes exactly. I'm gonna go until 6:30 here, and then I'll start to wrap things up. If you need more time, hopefully you're using your timer at home, just pause this video and go until you're done. 20-minute max time limit, however, so I don't want you doing the challenge for more than 20 minutes. But I'm sure most of you are going to finish this up soon if you haven't already. 6:20. I'm going to tell you it's 6:30, so you can start your timer if you forgot to do it earlier and keep going. 6:27, 28, 29, 6:30. Okay. Great job with the challenge. If you did pause it and you're back, everybody's done with the challenge now. So we're ready for the 4th part of the movement plan, which is the cool down. So I'm going to drop in our standard cool down video for you to follow along with. If you've got a different cool down process that you like, one that helps you get the heart rate down and lets you stretch the muscles, especially the ones that you worked today, and that's something you like more, by all means, go use that, okay? But my cool downs are just a great way to make sure you actually do the cool down. And then after that, or really at any time, you can go ahead and score your challenge, or if this wasn't an intro class, you'd score your challenge with your iPhone app. What I want you to do is find a buddy who's also getting started with M20 Fitness and brag to them about your great challenge time, okay? Tell them what it was, encourage them to do the same. Maybe you can do it together. It's a great way to make sure you both get the exercise that you know you want, and then you get all those health benefits of proper and regular exercise. So we hope you enjoyed today's M20 Fitness movement plan for intro class number 3. We'll see you at intro class number 4. Remember, keep moving. Great job with the movement plan today. There's one more thing, the cool down. You have earned this. Let's start by sitting. Our feet are 90 degrees apart, and we're going to take it out towards one side, reaching down towards that toe. If you can reach your toe, I want you to pull on it so your calf is being stretched, your hamstrings being stretched. Take some deep breaths. We're just kind of winding down, getting our pulse back down, our body starting to relax. We're making sure our muscles are stretched. Do the same thing out to the other side. I'm sure you've just done a great job scoring against some movements, setting a new personal best. I'm sure you kicked some butt in the challenge. Hopefully you're going to tell your friend about how well you did. Make sure he or she does it too. Okay, I want you to reach with one hand towards that foot, but the other hand comes over your head and towards the opposite foot. You get it kind of twisting and a lateral stretch all at the same time. If your buddy hasn't done the challenge yet, make sure you ride them until they do. It's more fun when you've got a few friends doing it with you. And let's do it the opposite way. So right hand towards your left foot, and the left hand comes up and over towards that right foot. Some nice deep breaths. Okay, legs straight out in front of you. Pull one foot in, crossing the leg over, and just give that ankle a nice twist. And let's give that knee a nice hug. Pull that in as hard as you can. You really feel it in your hamstring and your glute. And then go ahead and put your elbow on the outside of that knee and twist your body away from it. All right, now we need to do the same thing on the other side. So let's pull the other leg in, give it a little ankle twist. Now, as you're starting to recover and getting ready for the next movement plan, one of the things I want you to do is drink a lot of water. Go ahead and hug that knee. The water really helps with your body and recovery, getting all the toxins out, getting your muscles ready, and you get the most effect out of your workout if you hydrate well, both before and after. So knee goes on the outside, elbow on the outside of the knee rather, and twist away. Okay, now we're going to go into the cobra position and really stretch out the abdominals and the hip flexors. So starting from the push-up position, you're going to really arch that back. Now, I would never want you to do this during the push-up, but as a stretch, it's wonderful. Go ahead and look up towards the ceiling. You can really feel that all through the front of your body. Nice deep breath. Now we're going to take it up into downward dog, or an upside down V. Try and make your legs as straight as they can be, your arms and back as straight as they can be, and get your bottom up in the air. I'm feeling this in my calf muscles, my shoulder blades, and pretty much everything in between. All right, we're going to take it up to standing now. Get a little stretch in the upper body, so start with your right arm and pull it across your body, and then with your left arm, pull it towards you. Take a nice deep breath. All right, then we're going to take our left arm across our body, pull that towards you. And now your right hand, bring this up and down on the small of your back. And with your left hand, grab that right elbow, pull it down. Nice, standing tall, deep breath. And we'll do it the same with the left hand going behind your head. Your right hand grabbing that left elbow, pulling down. Then one last stretch, interlock your fingers, take them straight up and over your head, and just reach yourself as tall as you can. Elongate everything. Big deep breath. And let it out nice and slow. Fantastic job with today's movement plan. As I said, make sure you drink some water and get ready for the next one. We can't wait to see you. Keep moving.